So, Christian, do you want to play some of the videos that I gave you about the gender stuff that we've got? So, this is something that I think everybody should be concerned with. So let's play this video first, okay?
Well, my heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary, and Fred is the name that fits me best. And I also use they and them, because...
Somebody eat this fucking cow.
No! Yeah, right?
I didn't know that. No wonder you...
Like, this is on Netflix.
It's like a cartoon.
It's a cartoon on Netflix where you have a cow that's transgender.
Oh my god.
Well, there's Coco Melon too. Have you heard of this? That their parents are kind of a little bit upset about this one. It's about two gay dads who are encouraging their son to be a transgender. And a lot of parents don't watch kids' cartoons from front to back, right? So when parents were starting to watch it, there's actually like a movement going around Instagram right now because a lot of parents, after watching it, they're like, this is too far of an ideology. We understand support and maybe like we want people to feel like what you're feeling could be normal.
I'm sorry.
But I agree.
I blame those same people. Now you're saying it's too far?
It's like, yeah, fair enough.
That's going to be the outcome, right? When the signs were there, you're like, oh no, give them a hug and let whatever they feel is reality. Then this shit comes out.
And
you've got a fucking cow, like a cow, a baby calf is saying that his name is this, but he also feels this way. And he said they, them. Like someone fucking shoot a slug through that cow's head. Let's have some burgers and some steaks and move on. That cow's got problems. I'm sorry. That is now, you're doctoring children. You're brainwashing kids.
Yep.
Because if the cow is saying it, the child's like, then it must be normal. Now, when I'm being taught this in school, and I love that cow, because the cow's so cute. So the child is not going to think negative thoughts about that cow. This is bullshit.
It could also go reverse ways too in a negative way, because if you have the one kid that feels like they're left out or they're not getting seen enough, they might watch a show like that and be like, oh, well, they seem to be getting a little bit extra attention.
There you go.
And
really
then they start, you know what I mean? They start telling themselves, okay, well, I'll just act this way and I can get out of class. And it extends into a way that it shouldn't have to.
And as well, to add to that, I truly believe a lot of mothers do that to get attention.
Yeah.
Their child will be 4 years old and they'll be like, we haven't decided the gender of the child yet. And no one wants to, tell that person in their face, like, wake up, like, what's wrong with you, right? So now that parent gets attention, a ton of attention from their school, from their family, from their friends, and even media and social media. Because you have all of these crazy people on social media who will support this individual and say, oh, you're such a brave mom and you're leaving it up to your 4-year-old child to decide what gender they're going to be, right? She's getting all that validation.
They're also going to excuse any behavior that child does as, well, they're just acting out because they're going through this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, they're freaking out because they're having emotions inside. Like, it's also a cop-out, or like, in a sense.
You want to play the next video there, Chris, that we've got? So this is now going to get into like some dark stuff a little bit, okay? This is hilarious. Okay, you have to watch this.
Good afternoon, Julia. You know my pronouns are they, them. How are you doing?
Yeah. Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar. So the only thing I would need to refer you to to your face would be you. But I'm not being rude. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what you want to call yourself, but you don't get to require me to use incorrect grammar and factually incorrect things. You're not a plural. You're a one person. And you're a female person, so I will use she and her. Thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are. You didn't need to tell me then, did you?
Maybe I'm just making sure people know in case they're watching and they want to refer to me respectfully.
Is it disrespectful for me to use correct factual grammar?
It's not incorrect or unfactual grammar to use singular they them pronouns for an individual. But we're here to talk about the cast review.
We are, but you chose to bring it up.
You chose to use the incorrect pronouns for me.
I chose to use the correct pronouns for a single woman who is appearing on my show.
I'm not a single woman, though. I'm a very special non-binary trans person, as you just pointed out.
She's very special. They should put that special in.
Definitely special.
Do you guys agree with the way that this reporter handled this?
100%.
That's exactly how I would have dealt with it.
That was composed.
Yeah.
Very composed.
Because it's almost like you're telling the person right off the bat, you must refer to me as Your Highness, and when you're talking to me, look down. I was like, no, fuck you. You're not my highness, right? Like, why are you telling me how I must communicate with you? What are you gonna say?
There's this elementary school teacher, and she was basically like she just, you know, in the recent years found out that, oh, I want to be a they, them, whatever. So she was telling the kids, she's like, I changed my name to this, so now you have to call me Mr. This or whatever. And then if you're talking about me, you have to say they, them. And the kids are just like confused, obviously, because they're kids. But now the kids are like defending her when other teachers are calling her like Miss. So the kid will be like, no, it's actually Mr. whatever.
And see? So they brainwash the children. Because the children now are sensitive to that they, them, whatever's feelings. Right? Because kids are compassionate. Like even my little kids, right? When I make comments on this, like, no, like if that's what they want to be referred to, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. If a person tells me I go by the pronoun they, them, I'm not calling you they, them. Who the fuck are you to tell me what language I'm supposed to? Like, it's a different story if I'm calling you a bad name, but if I'm referring to you as a her or as a him, which is the right grammar, which has been like that since the beginning of man, and now all of a sudden because you feel like this is what I should be referring to you as.
But you feel like you're hurting their feelings.
So that's the problem. Like what you were saying earlier, that people are now, they felt bad, so they're saying we did support, but now it's going too far. Well, that's going to be the result of it.
Yeah. You know, being in like the medical field or whatever, like I'm a hygienist, she's a nurse. We have to respect these people and, you know, call them by what they prefer or whatever. That otherwise it's on us. But personal preference and personal opinion, obviously that's completely different.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm fine, you know, if you identify as whatever, just don't force me into
But at your work,
point
you
of
are
view.
forced to do it because you'll lose your job. So this is where I'm saying the problem stems from. When the government enforces it on you, now you're controlling my speech. Now you're telling me that a car is not a car. Or now you're telling me that a cat is not a cat. Or that human being is not a human being, he's a cactus. Like, no. That's crazy talk to me. So the government's saying that all of that you must accept. All that crazy talk, right? But if I happen to have a different ideology when it comes to religion or whatever else, oh no, if I'm a dangerous society, they're gonna lock me up. How can you not feel that this is a danger? Because there's no end to it now, right?
No.
Like once this door is opened up, like remember the videos we watched last week about a mom almost crying that she said that her son is what was he, a cat?
Yeah.
And the vet wouldn't see him.
Oh, I see.
What are you gonna say, Chris?
I was just gonna ask you to move your mic up a little bit.
Yeah. So you wanna go to the next video?
But I was gonna also just say, do you know how hard it also makes us, as like I don't know what they call us, I don't know what we are, but any cis people?
Yeah.
Okay, so as in customer service, right? Like we do have trans customers, right? They're not in your face about it, whatever, but I've had situations where they come in and I'm like, hey guys, like that's, or what's up dudes? But I use that general terminology in every way. And now I get so nervous to use my own vocabulary because I'm scared. I'm like, I'm not intentionally doing it, but you know, I like one day I was like, excuse me ladies. And in Pizza, how do you know I identify as lady? I said, I call guys ladies. Like it's just a saying. It's like gentlemen, ladies, you know.
People are
So it gives me PTSD when I'm in public. I'm like, shh, am I saying stuff too loud? I don't want to offend anybody.
Listen, these fucking people need a hug. Okay, that's the first thing they need. They need a hug, right? Especially from their parents. Like that's number one. So let's watch this video here.
This is a queer fat club.
I'm queer and fat.
Okay, thank you for joining. We're just introducing ourselves at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Joe?
Yeah, my name's Joe. I go by he, they, and I identify as 275 pounds.
Okay.
I feel like Jay's kind of making fun of me though. I know it's kind of a shock. I know, kind of a new thing.
I'm just,
Do what?
I said I apologize.
Oh no, you're good.
Are you comfortable leaving the group at the moment?
Why?
I'm not understanding why you're joining the group.
This is the queer and fat group now?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I came here for.
Okay. And you said you identify as fat?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just for fat-bodied people.
Yeah, I understand. I identify as a fat-bodied person.
I'm not understanding where you're coming from.
Are you guys comfortable with me here? I mean, I'm pretty chill on my end.
I'm not comfortable, no.
Can we take like a vote?
I'm gonna ask you to.
That's hilarious.
That is.
He's making fun of them, right?
Yeah.
Because it's for fat queer people, but now you're going to be racist against me and tell me that I don't meet the is there a handbook that there's requirements that have to be met, like a checklist? Like, it's bullshit. So this is what's happening now. So let's go to the next video, because now this stuff's going to get a little bit darker here, I think. I don't remember this one, but what's this?
Some new pronouns have just dropped.
My pronouns. So of course we have he, him, his, himself, and they, them, theirs, themselves. And then we also have void, void self, end, ender, enders, ender self, death, death self, pixel, pixel self, vial self.
Pixels, that's a cute one. I'm a pixel self. I might go with that for a couple of days. See.
So, and go to the next. So these are genders. Void, death. These are genders now.
Well, what does it mean when you're void?
What do any of these, like pixel, death.
I'm a death self.
So, did you see what the person looked like? Let's go to this video here.
Who I identify as? I'm a lesbian.
They, she.
They, he, non-binary, trans mask.
Bisexual. I'm just trans. I'm a gay male pup. Yeah.
Gay male pup?
Transgender. Yeah.
I'm a cis, she, her.
Probably non-binary, yeah, would be the best.
What about you? Bi?
A lesbian. Bye-bye.
I like frogs, not people. I'm sorry? I like frogs, not people.
This is our future, people. Like,
You mean frogs?
yeah. How insane is this? Then there's another video where, yeah, this is a really good one here too. Let's watch this one, and then we'll talk about this stuff. Nope, no problem.
And wins a NCAA championship as a man against other women, and we say we must do nothing. Where track championship after track championship are being won by biological men competing against women, and not just competing but winning, and they're bullying them, and they're antagonistic, and they're narcissistic, and they're cheaters, and they're all those things. And so some criticism I receive is, well, Charlie, aren't you a Christian? Don't you love that person? Of course we do. That person's made in the image of God. We should have compassion for that person. However, the question is then, what do you do with somebody that is suffering with a mental delusion? If somebody shows up at the airplane ticket counter and says, I have an imaginary friend, I demand 2 seats on a plane. You would say, well, I need to charge you for 2 seats. No, it's my truth. It's actually, I'm a dual personality. You say you're insane. If someone is anorexic and says, I need liposuction, you'd say, no, you're suffering under a mental delusion. If somebody says I'm offended every single time I see other people eat in public, do we stop eating in public? Do we now reaccommodate society for other people's mental struggles or issues? What we are living through is that we now have to change our customs, our code of beliefs, our behaviors for people that are personally struggling with something. That is evil, everybody.
Pronouns em, ers, or zs, ems, zers, or really any neo pronouns that aren't z, her, hers. I am a white, transmasculine, femme, non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent.
What? Now imagine having this individual being your child's school teacher.
No.
Imagine that.
I wonder if there's a website out there that has, like, when they're like, what's your gender. You know how it's like female, male, I prefer not to say? Wonder if there's like a website that has them all and you could just sit there and scroll.
Not only that though, it's not just a matter of scrolling, you can add to it. You can create your own. Like, there's no science behind here.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like someone is like, there's like this authoritative figure or group, like the Transgender whatever Association of Canada or North America, and then they sit down and have a board, hear ye, hear ye. Today we're going to talk about some new names, and people are going to submit them, and this is now going to be a part of it. You can fucking make up anyone you want. You can make it about bubble tea. You can have like, I identify as a certain type of bubble tea, so I'm a lychee. Yeah, I'm a lychee. There you go. Right?
It's a free-for-all.
Yeah, so no one's going to say to you, no, I'm sorry, that's not a part of the club. That's the problem. This is where the crazy comes in. I can understand what you're saying if there was like, some kind of an organization that's regulating this.
No, I'm saying like if someone signs up for a website, when you go to sign up for any website, say like, I just signed up for Neopets and I just put my gender. Like, I wonder if anybody's actually, like a website's actually put in every listed, like Caesars or anything.
You could create an Instagram account, and in the account, you can now be the advocate for new genders.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we make like a parody account, and every day we release a new definition of what we've like. You go.
And again, it doesn't even matter if anyone was to choose any of those names. Like all the stuff that one girl said, 90% of that shit is all made up. Like who's going to verify every single thing that she said? The part that is real is that she said she's Jewish. That was the only thing I caught.
Culture,
and cat parent. That's it.
Chronically ill.
Yeah, she did say that, right?
All I heard was show off.
Yeah.
That's all I heard was show
like
off.
that should be like, chronically ill. Should be like, it's the thing about, I need help, please help me.
But the thing is, it's like she wants people to define her by her ability by saying that. Like, you know what I mean? People that are chronically ill, they try not to say that because they don't want people to treat them different. They want to be able to do what they can, right, to an extent. So to me, that's a show off.
But I also think that some people say that, and now it causes other people to be frightened to criticize them.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to say, "How dare you say that? I have a mental illness, and you're causing me a lot of stress right now, and you're attacking me, and whatever." Right? So it's almost like you say that so people can't make a comment because they're going to say, "Oh my God, they have no compassion towards me, empathy. I clearly told you that I'm not well, and how dare you attack me in this state?" So this is like. I think that people at this point now need to be really concerned about this.